Erika, as you know, the last person that Charlie ever spoke to was a Utah Valley student named Hunter Kozak. He was asking Charlie a question that day when he was shot, and he's here tonight, and he wants to ask you a question.
Let's stop there. What was the last question he asked? What point was he trying to make? Let's go back and see.
So do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
Okay, it's 5. Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm gonna give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence.
And then he was shot. So you see, Hunter was trying to make a point that transgenders, and maybe the left as a whole, are not violent. And as he was saying that, the man in front of him was murdered. This is something that was not lost on him.
People have obviously pointed to the irony that the point that I was trying to make is how peaceful the left was right before he got shot. And that only makes sense if we stay peaceful. And as much as I disagree with Charlie Kirk, I'm on the record for how much I disagree with Charlie Kirk, but like, man, dude, he is still a human being. Have we forgotten that?
You might think that being right here while a man is murdered in front of your eyes, proving you wrong in the process, would be traumatic and at least cause you to question where you stand in your beliefs. But when this is what your family room looks like, can we really expect you to ever change? So when he came face to face with the wife of the man he watched die feet from him, we shouldn't expect a confession on how the moment changed him or heartfelt sympathy to how her family is ruined forever. No, we should instead expect a pathetic and disgusting attempt to bait the woman taking over for her husband into condemning Donald Trump.
Hi there. Erika, I want to tell you how much I appreciate your calls for peace and unity. And I'm likewise horrified by the people in my so-called camp who were cheering about Charlie's murder. I believe that they stoke the flames of violence. But even worse is when powerful, influential people on either side of the aisle stoke the flames. When they do it, the flames can become an inferno. And this leads me to Donald Trump, the most powerful and influential person on earth, who has more responsibility than anyone else to put the flames out.
All he is trying to do is regurgitate the leftist talking point that both sides are responsible.
Just last month, President Trump called on 6 Democratic lawmakers to be tried for sedition, which he clarified was punishable by death. He then reposted a simple message: hang them. I think that you've been making strides to bring peace to our country, and that turning point has been asking Democrats to decry the individuals who cheer for violence. I have and will continue to decry them, but any good faith effort to stop political violence must hold both parties to the same standard and expectation. So in that spirit, will you condemn the violent rhetoric of Donald Trump, the most powerful and influential person on earth?
Please, Erika, take this false equivalency and condemn the president. Please. I want to ensure the complete destruction of everything you and your husband stand for. Condemn him.
No, I will never agree with political violence. My husband is a victim of it. I'm a victim of it. But what I'm trying to say here is that we can blame everyone else. We have to look in the mirror. When you become a father, when you become a mother, how are you raising your kids? Are you taking responsibility? Or are you giving them a device and saying, go down that rabbit hole? So my call to action from that is, parents, step up. Do you want your kid to be a thought leader or an assassin? That's where we're at.
Do you think our political leaders have a responsibility to turn the temperature down right now?
Are you sure you don't want to condemn the president right now? Please, we'd really like to get you saying something bad about the president so we can use it against him and further divide the right in this country. These people are so manipulative. Get them out of my face.